You don't even know it's a Schedule C that you're filling out. You just think it's just a questionnaire.
So that means the tax specialists who work for H&R Block, we always mention because that's the one that we know. And there's another one, I think, I forgot, the Do It or something. But so they use TurboTax. In other words, it cannot also go wrong.
Yeah, they use their own H&R Block software.
So then it cannot go wrong, meaning to say it's an almost perfect thing to do. Like if they use the TurboTax, their own software, then there are no mistakes.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same as if you're filling out your own. You're just telling someone else, you're just telling someone else, your expenses, and they're putting it in the system.
Right. So do CPAs now, the certified public accountants who have their own private practices, use TurboTax also?
Oh yeah, pretty much everyone is using tax software now. I don't think anyone is using any kind of manual software.
It's so much faster. That's right. So is it still wise to go to a CPA who is really a practitioner, CPA practitioner, than go to?
Yeah, I mean that's always advisable. Especially if you have a complicated return. But if you only have a W-2 wage, there's no reason to go to an HR block because that's just a simple return. But then if you have wages, and then you have 1099 from self-employment, and then you have a house, and then you have a rental, then that becomes complicated. And then you have a deferred compensation plan, and you took money out from there. And then you have stocks, and then you have to sell stocks. Then those become complicated. As you have more activities in your life, then your taxes become complicated. And then you have a rental, and you sold it, and then you bought another rental.
Yeah,
those are that becomes so complicated that only a professional would be able to help you navigate through the whole process on how to be able to fill it out correctly.
So it's always wise not to have anything, almost, right? You don't have a home, you don't have expenses, you have no problems.
In fact, if you only have a W-2, you can pretty much prepare your own tax return.
It's incredible how things become so complicated. So,
I mean, if you only have a W-2, I mean, you only have a 2-page form to fill out, and you're done.
Yeah, it's interesting how big technology, we can never, who would have thought that we now have the TurboTax? Long ago, you really had to have people doing your tax returns, and now it's just so simple, it's just a machine that does it for you.
When I went through the schooling at the H&R Block, when I first started, a long time ago, doing taxes, we had to do everything manually.
Right.
We had to go through the actual form and fill it out manually, and then transfer those numbers into another form and do it manually.
Pretty soon it will be taken over by the machines. You think so?
Well, the machines makes it easier because you only have to input the number once.
Yeah.
So you only have to put the number once, and you don't have to, because you have to fill out one form. And then that form is not enough because you need to transfer the bottom line number in that form to another form to do more computation.
However,
the software will just do everything that for you.
However, this software will never detect whether you're inputting a wrong information or you're trying to defraud them, right?
Yep.
But a personal CPA, a human being, a CPA himself, a practitioner, once you give him the data, may be able to sense that something is not right.
Right. Well, there are, when you're using the software too, there are times when it asks you, it's just like, are you sure you're putting the amount is way too high compared to the others?
Oh, is that right?
Say, for example, you put 5,000 in your cash contribution, and you accidentally put 50,000. It will alert you and said, "This 50,000 is way too much based on your income. Are you sure you're putting it correctly?"
Okay.